We have never, as a world community, been where we are today. We have a pandemic that's actually raging, and that's going through its third and fourth, phases. So obviously, protocols are different. We have very stringent health protocols in place that every athlete, every official, and everybody actually who's involved in preparations for the Olympics has to adhere to. And those protocols are intended to protect the athletes, protect the officials, but also ensure that the integrity of the sport is actually upheld and safeguarded. So as a result of the pandemic, that the Olympics were put back by 1 year, they were postponed by 1 year. We will still have 2020 Olympics because the name, I think, was kept. But it was delayed by 1 year. It will have no spectators, and I think that's one of the biggest changes that are going to take place. Sports, any sport for that matter, without spectators, is always a challenge, and so that's a big, difference that you'll see. It's also led to a cancellation of qualifiers, delay and postponement of qualifiers. So there have been a lot of changes, but justifiably so, because as I said before, we have never been where we are today as a world community. And so we are adapting to a new situation. We want to make it work. And so as a country, we have, again, followed protocol. Our athletes are training, our sportsmen and women are training in bubbles to make sure that by the time they leave for the Olympics, that we've taken care of their health needs. We've also been able, very fortunately, thank you to the Ministry of Health, CS Kagwe, we've been able to give them a second dose of vaccinations. We had vaccinated all our athletes, before, and he's been very, very kind and has provided 2,000 vaccinations. And so we started today, and I think you saw that happening. We are hopeful that we'll get another 1,000. So that we know that all the sportsmen and women that need to participate and to either in competitions, in championships, in qualifiers, or in the Olympics, have all had their two doses, and so that no issue arises, as far as vaccinations are concerned. And so we're fortunate. We're actually a very fortunate country. I don't think that there are many countries that can tell you today that the athletes are having their second dose of vaccines. So it's just we lucky that we have such a wonderful leadership that puts emphasis and focus where it should. And the Olympics are very, very important for the country. As you know, we are a sporting nation, and therefore we must continue to prepare as if we're going to win all the medals that we need to win. So everything is in place. Everything is in place to make sure that our team travels to Tokyo in a wonderful environment, but also having been well prepared for the games.
Speaking about traveling to Tokyo.
Oh, I think that between NOC and the ministry, we put in place whatever we need to make sure that that team represents the best of Kenya. We are a very sophisticated country. We are at a very important level of development today, and the way that the team portrays itself and reflects, all our values, right, will be very, very important. And we're looking forward to having the best, ceremonial kit that we've ever had. We will be launching that kit. We will do it, in a manner that's befitting to our athletes. But also allowing our leadership to be present to see what it is that NOC and the ministry have been able to achieve. It's true that the ministry has really never taken full control of providing the kits for our athletes, and it's always been ad hoc, haphazard. But this time we're very clear from the beginning that before the team leaves, and I think you heard us say that many times, that before the team leaves our country, it will have all the kitting that it needs. They will have their travel kit, they will have their travel bags, They would have their ceremonial dress for the beginning of the Olympics. They will have a dress for the closing ceremony, and they will obviously have the attire for the championship, right, and for the events that they're taking part in. And so they'll be well kitted. We intend to provide the kitting on the 5th of July. So each of the athletes will receive their full kitting and will actually sign for it, so that there will be no issues around who has received them and who has not. So we're not worried about that. We prepared well for it. We've had a whole year to prepare because of the postponement of the Olympics, and I think we'll have something that's befitting of our country and where we're at.